Hello, welcome to my channel. If you're here for the first time, welcome back if you've been following. Guys, it is 2026. Wow, this year last year flew by, and I can't believe I met my goal. Was to just be consistent with posting, and by the end, when I was getting more subscribers to get 800. So thank you, I met both of my goals this year with this channel. Have a lot of fun things I have planned, but I want to do more editing, which I've received a few comments about. So be rare with me. It might take like half a year. I know the camera that I want and things like that. I just have to save up because, you know, teacher salary and all. So know that is coming. That is one of my goals. Now that I'm consistently making videos, I would like to do better quality and some more fun things. This year, this first video will be a little different from the rest of the year, but this year, I just want to finish series that I haven't finished, or like, for example, Percy Jackson. I read the original Percy Jackson, but there's like a Heroes of Olympus. So like if there's any spin-off series like that, we'll see. I don't know if the whole year will take that up, but if not, I have some series I haven't read yet. So this year will either be finishing series or just reading series. So some of these videos will have like Louis L'Amour, 10 more books to go, and others will just be one book. So that is a plan for this year, but you know me, I always kind of like to start off the year on the right start, right? But also, I basically, if we spend 32 hours outside of our contracted hours as a teacher, learning and stuff, we get extra money for that. So I picked this first video of 2026 is going to be the books that I read, because, you know, it's fun. The first one, so yeah, know that these are works. The first one, Cultures Built to Last. Systematic PLCs at Work. So PLC is a professional learning community. So basically, once a week, in elementary schools, you meet by grade, but then once you get past elementary school, you meet by subjects, like all the math teachers. But you meet once a week for like an hour and a half, and we just go over assessments that we're going to be doing, and lesson planning, and just looking at how our kids are doing. And anyway, it's a big thing. But this I read because actually, so there's like a leader. So I'm the leader in my school for the 3-year-olds. See, in preschool, we do it by age, right? We have the 3 turning 4-year-old classes, and then the year before kindergarten, so the 4 turning 5-year-old classes. There's 3 of us, 3 turning 4-year-old teachers. So I'm like, not like in charge, but I basically there just to make sure we stay on task. But I'm not like the boss, you know what I'm saying? But I read this for that, to kind of know how to effectively have a PLC. And if that sounds boring, this book took me a while, guys. I mean, not gonna lie. I mean, it wasn't bad, it was just boring. So I'm gonna give it like a 3.5. And this has no use to anybody unless you participate in PLC. So like people are like, oh. So if you're a teacher, or maybe this is something you can incorporate into your work, have time where they meet together. So that is Cultures Built to Last. Oh, the next book, guys, I'm so excited about. This is The Essential 55, an award-winning educator's rules for discovering the successful student in every child, by Ron Clark. So I chose this book. Oh, sorry, Cultures Built to Last was given to me at a training. This one I chose because I actually went to Show Up for Teachers. It's something they do like during the summertime every year for teachers. It's actually really fun. There's some like breakout, stay calm, breakout classes, You get free things just to help you become a better teacher. And he was the speaker at the end. Guys, I love, like, so basically, these are these lessons, so these are the 55 lessons he teaches his kids, right? They evolved into the Essential 55 guidelines for students on how to live and interact with others. So, I love this book. 5 out of 5. Every single person needs to live these rules. So, here's my plan. We'll see if I can work this in. You know what I'm saying? I have a lot of ideas. So, please forgive me if I miss. I'm telling you right now. Okay, so if I miss a week, you guys can totally be like, I'll post on one of my videos, be like, where's the Essential 55 rule? My plan is, well, and then there's 2 bonus rules. There's 55 and then the 2 bonus rules. And there's only, oh my gosh, guys, I don't know how many weeks in a year. Anyway. We'll worry about that a little later. Because I know there's more than 57. There's not more. There's 57 is more. I think there's only like 54 weeks in the year. So, once a week, I'm going to give you 1 rule. I would like to make a short. I will talk about the last week, how that went. Because I would like to start living these Essential 55 rules and see if it can change my year in my life, right? So, follow me on my journey. I plan on doing a short every week. Yeah, I'm going to state how the last rule went and then say the second rule, the next rule. Know that some weeks I will double up. Maybe if they're easy, I'll just double up. Because like I said, there's 55 and then 2 bonus, which is 57. And there's only like 53 or 54 weeks in the year. So, depending on how hard the rule is, we might double up. Or if they go together. So, the first rule. We're going to start with rule number 1, and then next week I will be posting how it went. Rule 1, be humble. So basically, his rule is saying, anytime someone pays you a compliment, you turn it back on someone else. Like, you're like, thank you. You know, you turn it back on other people. Like, okay, so for example, you're a really great singer. Oh, thank you. You know, I've been privileged to just be in great choirs with great directors who have given me some really great tips on how to improve my singing, right? No matter what compliment, when someone gives you a compliment, you turn it back. So we are going to try that this week. And we are going to turn it back. Every compliment that is paid me. So that is rule 1. So, stay tuned for that short next week. I love this, and he goes over these rules with all of his kids. Like, if you're in Mr. Clark's class, these are the rules you follow. I would like to figure out how to implement that in my own class, but there's 3. So, that's a little hard. But guys, it's the best. So, go read this. Please, go buy it. Go read it. Follow along with me. Although, you're like, if you're going to tell me all the rules, why bother reading it? But it's better from him. So, all this year we're going to be exploring the Essential 55. 5 out of 5. Go read it, please. And then, yeah, I will let you know how being humble goes, turning those compliments back on other people. And I really like that rule particularly, because it's not like you're not saying thank you, right? Oh, thank you. Like, thank you for complimenting me. You're acknowledge. It's not like, just like, oh, stop. Like, you don't need, you know what I mean? You're still acknowledging, like, in that example, right? I'm still acknowledging I'm a good singer, but I'm just giving other people, like, I'm bringing other people in. So it's not, like, all about me. And I really like that because that's what these rules are about. It's just turning it so that it's not all about you. Because I really do, reading this book, I really do feel Ron Clark feels like basically we're all in this together, right? If you are always turning outward and trying to help other people, you're going to in turn help yourself, and we can all be successful when we work together. So I like how this book is broken down, right? Each rule has its own thing. He explains it. I don't know, he just has a very charismatic voice. And it was great that I had met him in person, because then I can like hear his voice. And if you've ever met him in person, he does have the Ron Clark Academy. I want to say it's in Atlanta, Georgia, but I could be wrong. Anyway, it was just a privilege reading the book in his voice, in my mind. But yeah. Then the third one, teachers' resiliency through the arts. Basically, this book is talking about how we need arts. And we need to incorporate it into our classroom. Because when we focus just on academics, kids suffer, right? And art could be through visual art, like maybe they're a painter or a sculptor, but also it's like dramatic, like acting things out, writing, right? That is an art. I can't write a book. I could try, but I'm not you know what I'm saying? Like people, we can all tell when we read those books, there are some people who just have a natural way of saying things. Like that's an art, being able to express that. Poetry, right? Just using those types of things into your classroom so that they can become resilient. Right? Strategies for self-reliance through creativity and personal expression in the classroom and life. This is just talking about how arts, right? Maybe you're an actor, you know, you're that writer. It's very important because it helps you become self-reliant through that trauma, right? We always hear about trauma, and a lot of people have gone through a lot of trauma. Everybody has some sort of trauma, and it just helps you become that self-reliance, right? To be okay. Like, it's not like changing the trauma, but it helps you like work through it and carry it easier. And that's what this book is talking about. I did like it. After each section, it does have like right? Arts activities to relax and restore the mind and body. So I like how this book does give you ideas, but it's also some questions to like observe or like reflection questions. Sorry, I'm trying to think of like, what do I notice about the work of art? How does the work of art make me feel? I like it. Why do I like it? Why not? Right? So it gives you, it's very, kind of walks you through how to do it, which I like. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I'm a singer, so I did appreciate it, but I didn't find myself like really enamored with it. I know they have to talk about the science and all, but I think personally I would have just preferred more of a book with plain ways to incorporate this into my classroom. Because I know this talks about the importance of it, and I already knew that. But now I'm like, okay, how? And it does give you some, but not a ton. So that's the only reason I would like this book better. Yeah. And I chose this book because I actually had Show Up for Teachers. One of the authors of this book was doing a breakout. And it was so fascinating. We went to a breakout and we actually had to move, and she was like, well, how are you feeling? Like, and not just, I always thought it was just helping kids recognize how they were feeling, but it's helping, part of this is helping them recognize how that feeling is physically making their body feel. Because when we feel happy, sad, anger, right, it's physically doing things to our body, and it's like, oh, my anger feels like a lump of hot coal on my, you know what I mean? Just getting them to be able to like tell how they're feeling, and then you can do this visualizing, move around. It's like if they're feeling this way, like do a few roll-ups, you know what I'm saying? Like just get movement, do some visualization, right? And it really does help. Why? Because it actually changes the chemistry. Anyway, I'm just blabbering on. It was fascinating. Still 4 out of 5 though, because I just would have liked more ways. I was hoping this was going to give me more ways to use this in my classroom. Especially as a preschool teacher. Sometimes I'm like, now this is great. And I could see how this totally is easily just fit into like a high school, middle school, but like as a preschool, how do I fit this in? And I mean, we tried to. We did music and movement, recess, right? But anyway. So, that is that. Thank you, and welcome to my first video of 2026. But those are those books. I would recommend any of them. Resilience Through the Arts, I would especially recommend. I would actually recommend any of this for parents, right? Like if you are a parent and you're like, they just won't settle down, read this, figure out some ways. You'll be with me trying to figure out ways to incorporate it in my classroom. Maybe we'll do some yoga time. I know a lot of teachers do that. Seriously, buy this book. Learn the Rules 55. I'm still learning them. My mom has been laughing at me because she's like, what? I'm like, it's one of the 55. She's like, what do you mean? And then Culture's Built to Last. This is for a very specific audience, like unless you actually do a PLC. But I guess if you're interested in creating, I guess you could easily do this. Like maybe we're gonna do, this is the advertising department, this is a finance department, and you have them meet together. I don't know. This PLCs are specifically for teachers, so this book is specifically for teaching. So any of you teachers out there, especially if you're in charge of leading the PLC. But those are the 3 books. So thank you for watching. I'd recommend any of them. The Essential 55 is especially one of my favorites. So when we do the best of 2026, that will probably be on the list. But thank you for watching. If you like this, please give it a big thumbs up. Please share this with everybody, guys. Share that. Everyone needs to know, especially about the Essential 55. They need to know about these books. These are very helpful. So please share. If you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I don't have a set goal for this year for subscribers, but maybe by the end of it. My main goal is to get a camera and microphone and things like that, and some editing software. It's a thing. So that's my main goal. But I would love to get some more subscribers on the way. So subscribe if you haven't. Hit that notification button. You don't want to miss these videos. They're a great kids book. You don't want to miss once a week as I do each rule of the Essential 55. Again, see, I'd like to do more shorts. I just have so many goals. And you don't want to miss, I have some great series that need to be finished and shared. So don't miss them. Hit that notification button so don't miss any. And as always, comment. I would love to hear from you. If you've read any of these 3 books, feel same or different, share your thoughts. I'd love to hear about how you feel about this. Oh, plug. Also, go watch the movie. It's Matthew Perry, R.I.P. from Friends. He plays Chandler in the Friends. Such a good movie. Anyway, I digress. Feel like I'm doing lots of squirrel moments in this video, but it's fine. You don't want to miss all those videos. Comment. I'd love to hear. if you've read these books. Also, I have an entire year. I kind of planned my year out because I knew I was doing series and not all my weeks are filled up. So if you have any suggestions of series, just go for it. Like Fablehaven, Percy Jackson, or if you know, like, oh, you may have read this series, especially if you're like, oh, you may have read this series, but you may miss this book. A lot of the series I know have these, like, for example, I just read one, there's a lot of short stories that authors will write, like, after the main series comes out. There's 2 series that I read like that I am reading that book. So if you know, you're like, oh, you may have read this series overall, but there's these short stories, please let me know. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Bye. Oh, don't forget, be humble, because when I post my short, I want to hear how it's going for you guys. Join me on the Essential 55 journey of being humble. Remember, if someone gives you a compliment, you say thank you and you turn it around. Okay? And now, we'll see you next time. Bye.